runs in the competition, average of about 112. Conditions looked brutal out there. How did you find it? I mean, you were in the field the entire time, the 20 overs, and then batted through. Tough today for that?
No, you say when you're going to give me opportunity to bat 20 overs in T20 cricket, it's never too tough to do that. But I thought the wicket was good. It spun a little bit. I was a bit unsure how it was going to play and what was going to be a good score. But I knew we had our work cut out. I think we bowled really, really well. Probably one of our better bowling performances so far this tournament. And yeah, the guys restricted them really well and happy to obviously get us over the line. Enjoyed being out there with Rassie. Started a bit shaky. Wasn't really, switched on as much as I should be, but glad to have got the team over the line.
Just Ryan, your Lions form obviously hasn't been that great, this season. But this lock in particular, does it sort of bring you back into that? Sort of give you mojo back?
You know what, this summer's been a bit difficult. Having been left out of the national side, it's probably mentally took a hit, and I've been looking for answers both on the field and off the field. So yeah, I think coming into this tournament, I just really said I have nothing to lose, and Robbie set the platform for me. He's just given me license just to make sure that I can try to get the team off to the best start we can. I'm not worried about getting out, I'm not worried about runs, I'm just worried about trying to get us off to a good start and have a positive impact for the team, because we've got such a powerhouse middle order behind us.
Ryan, this time around you guys chose to chase again for back against second. Did you learn anything from the previous game, and were you a little bit more circumspect this time around?
Yeah, I thought we were going to bat first, in all honesty, but I'm glad we didn't. I think this year it's getting on a little bit more under lights, so we can restrict them up front in the power play, especially in the power play. I thought we did so well to pull it back after Jason and Josh got going. But yeah, I think it was just more about strong shots. We obviously try to use the angles with the short side and the bigger side, but I think the most important thing, probably where we faltered the last game, is we went bang bang. I don't know whose over it was, but we lost 2 in quick succession. So when we did lose a wicket, the emphasis was just trying to build a partnership in terms of balls, not runs. And luckily we were able to do that today.
Ryan, you obviously touch on your partnership, your opening partnership with Rassie. It's been superb this season for my Cape Town. Can you maybe just talk to us about that opening partnership? What are some of the conversations that you have in the middle with him in terms of getting the team to a great start, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I think the benefit of playing with Russ is that we played together for a long time at the Lions. I was a junior coming up while he was, obviously a senior in the side. I think one great aspect is that we know each other's games really well, so we know when we're falling out of each other's or when we're falling out of game plan, and we discuss each options for each player. I know what Rassie's good at, he knows what I'm good at, and we try to work that into our game. We did put a big emphasis on our partnership. We want to be the leaders in terms of the tournament of Rassie and I, and we're actually having fun out there. Today Rassie took the mantra or the mantle up front. I was stagnating a little bit, and he pulled me through that. And even when he got out, he guided me to where I need to go. So I love batting with him, and hopefully we can continue this for a few more weeks.
Ryan, you kind of mentioned that you were kind of disappointed in not making the Proteas, and this was kind of not revenge, but do you think these kind of performances put you in good stead for the T20 World Cup coming up soon? Is that at the back of your mind? Are you looking to prove a point?
No, I'm never looking to prove a point. Yeah, it was frustrating, but the biggest thing for me that this was a fresh start. We hadn't played any T20 cricket so far in the summer for the Lions. So at a fresh start, I took the weight off of expectation. For the first time in my career, I'm probably not worried about getting out. I'm worried about having an impact. So there's nothing against anyone, the selected, anything like that. I'm just obviously trying to have fun for the my Cape Town side. And I'm actually enjoying my cricket, I'm enjoying my batting, and it's a great team, it's a great bunch of guys, and I'm enjoying being here first.
Right, it seems at the moment you can do no wrong with the willow. Even when you sky one, you get dropped twice. Do you think you're in the best form of your life at the moment?
I don't know what form is. Yeah, obviously the ball went with me today, it rolled with me today. But again, I'm just trying to keep it simple. Like I said, I think the biggest thing is that I'm really not worried about getting out. I'm worried about having an impact for the team. It just happened to be that I'm managing to kick on. So yeah, if it's kicking on, I'm going to obviously try to keep it going. But like I said, I'm enjoying my batting. I'm enjoying having a positive impact. I'm enjoying being out there with Rassie. And I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Ryan, there was the wicket before Peshawar got out, right? Paarl was having a chat with Thomas Gilbert, and then the wicket came, and then Gilbert was hit for 4, I think, by Fabian Allen, and then Paarl again, but we talked to Kevin, and then after that another wicket came. How is Karan as a leader for MI this season?
I'm sure you can see it on the field. He really takes the game by the scruff of the neck. Look, I think he's actually the most experienced T20 player in the world. So again, it'll be foolish not to listen to him, but he knows what he's talking about. He's seen and played against everyone in the world. But he's quite calm. He didn't panic when we were under the pump early on. He just emphasised what we're trying to do and sticking to the plan. And he's obviously a great head to have in the team. Like I said, he's seen it all. He's experienced everything, so nothing's really going to surprise him. But again, the way he thinks about the game is always just trying to be positive and just keep a calm head and make sure that you can execute your skill. And a lot of captains I think would have not faltered, but they would have gone a different direction when we were under the pump early on like that. So he's massive for us, not just in his skill he provides, but obviously his leadership he provides too.
Ryan, two-part question from me. Firstly, what headspace were you in with those 2 drops? And then just your take on the Blue Wave, immense of the crowd and the support you're getting here at Newlands.
Obviously the crowd's been phenomenal. We're extremely grateful to have them out here. Love seeing the Blue Wave. We knew on I think it was Tuesday we played, and the ground was packed. So on Friday night we expected the same thing. We owed them a win, especially here at Newlands, and we're grateful that we could do that. It's great to see all the kids out and everyone wearing blue, and hopefully they're having a good time being at Newlands. Obviously I was looking forward a bit too much early on in my innings. I was moving a little bit too late, and my head was probably moving a little bit too while I was standing up. But Rassie mentioned that to me, and I tried to get it going. Rassie just kept saying, you get one away, you can get another one away, and suddenly the whole game changes. So yeah, again, I wasn't worried about getting out. The 2 shots, the first shot wasn't a great one, but at the back end of the game, if Mitch hung on to that, I wouldn't have been disappointed. Was the big side, but I wouldn't have been too disappointed about it. But again, just emphasising, trying to be really still and let my mind be free. And if the ball comes into my area, I'm not going to go after it.
We'll take the last one.
Hi Ryan. Just speak to us a little about Connie these days. He's coming to the side. He's pretty inexperienced, I would say. Just how has he been in and around the group? He looks right at home in that middle order. Yeah,
he does. Connie's a really good player. A lot of people don't actually know about him because he plays behind me at the lines, in all honesty. But I train with him every day. I see how hard he works. I see the skills he possesses. So it's great to see him out there, have a platform for him to showcase it. He's still a little bit nervous. I can see it. Needs a bit of nudging, but I think he's doing himself proud, and it's great to have him out there. I'm sure it's great for him to be out there for the winning runs. And he's a player that's going to go a long way. I think each game he plays is going to get better and better.
And then finally, just the third match in Paarl. They obviously won revenge. It's their game, beating Paarl. But what are you expecting on the day?
I'm expecting it to turn, that's what I'm day game in Paarl is actually always quite tough. It's going to be hard. The crowd's always a bit abusive towards the opposition, but you know what, it's hopefully we can take a bit of momentum. I think we just need to adjust. It's a big ground. I'm not actually sure on the wicket we'll get. I've seen some good ones, I've seen some slightly lower scoring ones, so I think it'll just be about adapting and accepting that maybe 160 is a good total, or 140 is a good total on that wicket. So I think it'll just be emphasis on adaptation, and again, if we can get another 4 points on Sunday, that will be huge for us going into next week. Thanks guys.